Here's our tail of the tape for this bout, brought to you by Firehouse Subs. You can see these are two young fighters. Tristan Overvig is 23, Billy Elekana, 27 years of age. Elekana is the taller fighter at 6'2". He has a reach advantage in both the arms and the legs. Josh Rutger is set to oversee this second bout of the evening. Billy Elekana in the gray shorts, Tristan Overvig in the black. Touch of the gloves, Overvig in the southpaw stance.
Elekana, very talented striker, likes to switch his stances, and Tristan Overvig comes from one of the top submission or jiu-jitsu schools in the country over at Pitago Submission Fighting. Very interesting matchup, striker versus grappler here.
More of this hand fighting we saw in our first bout of the evening. In the open stance, Elekana says he feels like he's got equal power. Nice sharp jab there from the southpaw stance. And maybe more importantly, good movement on the takedown defense from Billy Elekana. Another jab from Elekana.
Yeah, Overvig a little bit too square to Elekana. He's offering up that center line repeatedly and just a little bit slower, so just needs to feint a little bit more. There he caught the leg. See if he can turn this into a takedown.
Overvig catches the kick, pushes Elekana back into the cage. And there's the trip. Nice scramble here from Elekana. Back to his feet for now.
Yeah, great job by Billy to get right back to his feet, but it's Overvig in on a single yet again.
Randy, I feel like I've seen you in this position before. What does Tristan Overvig need to do to finish this takedown?
Well, he's got his head down. He needs to bring his head up into the cheek of Elekana, climb up and capture that hip and use that high single to finish that takedown. Here at this point, he's just captured his leg. He needs to capture his center if he has a hope of finishing that. I'm seeing some issues with Overvig's footwork. He tends to cross his feet a little bit. He's lumbering around a little bit. I'd like to see him a little lighter on his feet and let those hands go.
Billy Elekana doing a great job with the balance and avoiding this takedown, Tyron Woodley. Can he get his back off the cage?
He definitely needs to get his back off the cage. Tristan, obviously your motion stays in motion. When you get to that single leg, keep it moving. You should be running up high. When you look at Billy, he's doing a good job. If he can stop this takedown, I think he's going to discourage Tristan and get back on his feet. He's landing some proper strikes there.
Tim Kennedy, right now it looks like maybe speed versus power in this matchup. Which wins?
I mean, I think speed always wins here, but, you know, making a mistake like throwing a kick against a talented grappler, you know, you're going to end up in positions like this. You know, Overvig right now trying to finish that single leg against the cage. This is not open mat like in a no-gi wrestling or jiu-jitsu match. It's much more difficult to finish that takedown against the cage as we see here.
All right, Ian Parker, remind me how you bet this fight.
I went with the underdog in Overvig here, and I like what Tim Kennedy said. I think he spent too much time on that single leg. He should either separated or tried to go to a double. Spent a lot of time, a lot of energy. He needs to get this fight to the floor. He may have exerted too much trying to get that takedown. Unless he gets this down, he's going to be in a little bit of trouble.
Take a listen inside the blue corner, Billy Elekana, former PFL heavyweight Carl Seumanatafa, coaching his cousin.
Let him frame. Let him frame. Push up, frame. Body.
Overvig pulls guard.
Yeah, it shows his confidence, but it's going to be very difficult to hit a lot of submissions up against the cage, or it can be anyway. Elekana has good head position so far. And here you see Elekana's head position, and that just that alone is going to take away a lot of the attacks from Overvig. Overvig trying to get an angle there, and you see Elekana get his posture and go right back to work. Nice up kicks by Overvig, though.
And here comes the punishment from the top. Billy Elekana choosing his shots. Overvig tried to throw up a triangle attack there. Nothing doing, but he is back.
Oh, big knee there by Elekana. And another.
Nasty uppercuts after that combination from Elekana. Overvig sucking wind here early. Big right hand, nice step through.
Yeah, Tristan's got to get off the cage here. Elekana really starting to smell blood here. Landed some huge knees, some big right hands as well.
Elekana now on the offensive here in the clinch, pressing Tristan Overvig up against the barrier right in front of our broadcast position. Final few seconds, and we will see a second round when we return on Fubo Sports. Proud of his Samoan heritage, Tristan Overvig, a grappling specialist, was unable to get this fight to the ground for more than a brief second in the first round. Now switching of the stance, back and forth. We saw that in the first round. Overvig will stay southpaw. There's a single leg attempt.
Yeah, and nice timing there. Got in safely on that single leg, but once again, Elekana up against the cage. You have the advantage for Tristan. He can pin his opponent up against the cage, but for Elekana, he can lean up against the cage to prevent a lot of those takedowns and take away the motion of Overvig.
Good. Hard on those. Put him on his butt. Let's go. Hard on those. Sit him down.
Take a listen inside the red corner of Tristan Overvig.
There you go. Yep. Now we go to both legs. Dig deep. Dig deep. Don't get tunnel vision. See the opportunity to put him down. See the opportunity to put him down. Nice. It was there. Yes. Stay under his jaw. Stay under his jaw. Drive that head. Yep. There you go. Yeah, good. Pressure. Good. Let's go. Got those legs. Let's throw them. Come on now. Yep. Good. Let's go.
Overvig still has the hands locked and high underneath the hips, but has to let go of it and surrender to an underhook here. And Billy Elekana uses that as an opportunity to turn Tristan Overvig's back into the cage.
Yeah, Elekana doing a good job of getting those underhooks, getting good head position. You see, there's an underhook here for Elekana. That's what's allowing him to control Tristan up against the cage. He also has very good head position. He's trying to keep that head underneath Tristan. This is definitely a situation where low man wins. He can control and pin Tristan up against the cage.
You good?
Elekana gives a thumbs up on the near groin shot. 2 minutes gone here in the second round. Randy Couture, we heard Tristan Overvig's corner calling for better head position, but right now Elekana doing a good job placing his head where he needs it.
Elekana doing a great job with head control and head position. He's doing a great job countering these takedown attempts by Overvig. Overvig had the hips that time, but just couldn't walk his hips in and get Elekana off of his feet to finish that high single. Nice stuff by Elekana in defense.
Let's go, Tristan. Stop hugging him. Fight, man.
All right, we just saw the referee separate the action and restart them in the middle. Who's this a bigger opportunity for, Tyron Woodley?
You know, I think it's one for Overvig. He's not doing a great job of having economy of motion. He's using a lot of energy, clinching and not finishing the takedown. And Billy, in my opinion, he needs to separate. This is where he's best at, on the outside. So when he defends the takedown, don't spin Tristan back and put him against the cage. You're putting him into the fight.
Nice right hand there as Tyron Woodley was talking for Billy Elekana. And Tim, we just saw him step out of another takedown attempt. Is Overvig gassing himself with these loose attempts?
Man, it takes so much energy and puts so much blood into your arms when you're sitting there in the clinch like that. You know, you're leaning up against the cage, you're breathing hard, your head is down, but most importantly, you have this isometric hold, and that hold is putting blood into your arms, slowing everything down. Overvig looks like he's waning. You know, this is a time for Elekana to really capitalize and look for a finish.
Overvig able to step inside and grab this over-under, but Kenny, to this point, Overvig has not been able to capitalize on these chest-to-chest positions, these grappling exchanges. Nice defense from Billy Elekana, who once again turns Overvig's back to the cage.
Yeah, that's right. You know, he's missing a lot of the technical nuances of wrestling, and specifically wrestling up against a cage, which is very different than just straight-up wrestling, of course. So for Elekana, he's using defense better than Overvig is, and I think it's as simple as that. I think Overvig is going to look at this fight and understand he needs to be more efficient and more technical with his takedown game up against the cage.
Inside of 1 minute here in the second round remaining. Right now, Billy Elekana in control of this fight, as Tristan Overvig has been unable to get Elekana to the ground.
And for Elekana, I'm surprised that he's not trying to separate and create some space. He clearly has the advantage in the striking, but really hasn't been able to get off the cage and create space.
Overvig there with a desperate attempt. Almost fell to his own back, and here's a combination from Elekana making him pay.
Tristan's got a chin on him, man.
Strong finish from Billy Elekana in round 2 and round 3 when we return on Fubo Sports. Tristan Overvig right there, red corner, black shorts. Billy Elekana, gray shorts, blue corner. So far, I think those first 2 rounds probably favoring Billy Elekana, but Tristan Overvig, he's got 5 wins. All 5 of his wins have come inside the distance, so we'll see what he can make happen here in the 3rd and final round. Ooh, ducks under a high kick there from Elekana.
Yeah, Overvig changed levels at just the right time. Almost got his head taken off with that high kick from Elekana. Now going back to that single. And what he needs to do is create some motion, at least pull him off the cage, get some motion, try to get Elekana's back to the center of the cage where he can at least go to a double, push him around a little bit, and maybe get to that double. Elekana doing a good job of getting that shin on the leg of Overvig, creating a frame with his leg and with that right arm as well.
Heading out to the outside for Tristan Overvig. Very tough takedown to finish a head outside single against the cage. Better head position now for Overvig.
350. Yep, 350, Tristan.
Inside of Overvig's corner here.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah, look and rip. There you go. 1-1-2, let's go.
Here the corner calling for combination from Tristan Overvig.
Good, follow up with a kick.
He takes the coaching. That's something you got to give a young fighter credit for.
Yeah,
Knee attempt
big
here from
knee.
Elekana.
I tell you what, Tristan Overvig is tough as nails, and man, does he have a chin. Elekana has hit him with some big, big shots.
Overvig tried once again to get Elekana down to the mat, but strong hips from Elekana, and he just bowls Overvig over onto his back.
And he's got good position, really driving that shoulder into the side of the jaw of Overvig.
Tyron Woodley, we've got Overvig on his back, Elekana in a closed guard. What can Elekana do to posture up and create some meaningful damage here?
Right now, he needs to put his hand across Tristan's face. He needs to use it to frame. He needs to lift up, and as he lifts up, keep his head high, because you already know the attempt has to come, and really rain down strikes from above. Every time Tristan try to reach up and grab and break posture, put his hand right back across the face, elbow out, and push him down so you don't get hit with an arm bar.
Randy Couture, Billy Elekana's got to know that he's got this fight in the bag, but it's not just about winning the fight, it's about impressing everybody and earning a contract. What can he do to do that in this moment?
Well, I think if I'm Elekana, I'm waiting for that guard to open. I'm going to back out of there and make this guy stand up and fight me where I've been winning this fight, and that's in the stand-up. Keeping my distance, not smothering my punches, using that sniper mentality that he has to land significant punches and keep Billy Overvig at the end of those punches.
Tim Kennedy, does Elekana need to pass the guard or stand up to create real power on these strikes?
Yeah, I don't think he's going to get a finish in this position. You know, you got time for pretty much a Hail Mary submission off your back at this point. You know, you got 90 seconds left. Elekana, you're trying to win a contract here. You know, you're trying to make a statement, and you're not going to do that in the guard up against the fence. You're not going to do that in the clinch up against the fence. You got to, especially with the skills that he has, he needs some distance, and he needs to finish this fight.
Ian Parker, you took the underdog here. Right now, Overvig is looking like the underdog. Can he pull out the Hail Mary that Tim Kennedy just referenced?
You know, it's funny. Normally we wouldn't say pull guard. It's your best chance of getting the win, but this is really his best opportunity. And I think what Randy said best about Elekana, he should have separated, standing up right away. Because right now, Overvig is looking for a leg lock or a knee bar. If he's able to extend and get his leg straight, he could have it. If not, he's going to lose this fight.
Yeah, he's not quite able to get at the end of the lever here, and Elekana now pounding away with his right hand. And this is kind of what happens if you fail on a leg lock.
We were just talking about this backstage,
Yes.
Kenny Florin. It's a high-risk, high-reward move. Tristan Overvig, I give him credit because I think he acknowledges where he's at in this fight. You got to go for the desperation attempt.
Yeah, he's doing the right thing. He's trying to go for something, but Elekana just has better position here. Now has escaped his knee line. And it seems like Elekana trying to prove a point here, wants to win this fight on the ground, landing some big shots, but not sure why he's going into the domain of Overvig here.
The right hand snuck down for some really nasty damage. Elekana pounding away to finish it, and there's the final bell.
After 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. All 3 judges scored this bout 30-27 for your winner by unanimous decision, Billy, son of Susie